Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm just gonna make a couple dishes as part of 4th of July for me and Dominic. He is currently in the kitchen starting on one of the dishes right now, so I am just gonna take y'all along. I'm not really measuring anything, but I just want something different for 4th of July. So I'm really just gonna hop into it. On the menu for 4th of July, a cheesecake parfait situation. It's gonna be like cheesecake pudding with some fruits and then a blueberry like crumble, like blueberry cake crumble. It's gonna be in parfait fashion. So I'm excited for that. And then for the main entree, I'm gonna be doing chopped cheese sliders with some crispy potato wedges that I'm making in the oven. And then for an appetizer, I know I'm going backwards, but for appetizer, we are doing homemade tortilla chips, which Dominic is frying right now. And then we're gonna use that for a dip. It's gonna be a corn elote Mexican expired. It's gonna be like the rotel dip situation with corn, Greek yogurt, all good things, all good things. I'm gonna try to make it high protein. So we're gonna be incorporating Greek yogurt, still add a little more protein and cut down the fat so we're not using too much mayo in our dishes. The first thing I'm gonna start on is my fries because that's gonna take the longest to cook. So I'm gonna use 4 potatoes because I hope I have leftovers, but I'm not sure. And I'm just gonna cut them into fries. Now that our potatoes are cut, we can go ahead and wash all the starch off of the potatoes thoroughly. Honestly, I think this is pretty fast. All right, now we are going to take those same potatoes and we are actually going to be thoroughly drying them out. We're gonna lay our fries on the sheet pan. Now at this point, I'm just gonna spread them out, but I'm not gonna worry too much about laying them out yet because I wanna season them first. To season them, I'm going to be using Kinder's, the blend, so salt, pepper, garlic blend. And then I will be using paprika. Now our secret to the crisp that we need for these fries is going to be cornstarch. We are going to drizzle some cornstarch on top. Now you can just go ahead and mix everything together. Line them up so none of them are really touching. This might be like a little tedious to some people, but that's how you're gonna get that extra crisp. So flatten them out, make sure none of them is touching. Now we're gonna put this in the oven for about 20 minutes and then we're gonna flip it after 20 minutes and leave it in there for 10 more. So these are gonna take the longest in the oven. All right, so the chopped cheese is what we're gonna work on next because then that goes in the oven. So I'll be using ground sirloin. It's gonna be 90% lean, 10% fat. And I also think the chopped cheese is not gonna take long to cook at all. First things first, I'm actually gonna start by just browning the onions. I want them to get a little caramelized before I add the ground beef in. I'm just gonna add a little bit of Himalayan salt to make them sweat out a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my ground beef. Start folding your ground beef into your onions. I'm not gonna drain anything. I'm gonna use everything in this pot to help get that creamy consistency for the chopped cheese. And I wanna make sure the ground beef is nice and chopped. Now I can go ahead and season. Again, I'm only using Kinder seasoning. There's no need for me to use anything else. So I'm just gonna use Kinder seasoning. We're already adding cheese and mayo. We're adding a lot in there already. I don't want it to be too salty at the end of the day. This is where I'm gonna turn it down to medium-high heat. And I'm gonna start adding the components of the chopped cheese. So I'm gonna start by topping it with some shredded cheese. Add in about 4 tablespoons of mayo. Then however much mayo I put, I'm gonna double that amount in Greek yogurt. Boom. We're gonna start by mixing that in. All right, I think that was a perfect amount of Greek yogurt and mayo. So I think I'm just gonna add a little bit more cheese and I think my chopped cheese will be done. I'll be using Hawaiian rolls to assemble this chopped cheese. Here we go. All right, we'll use this amount of bread. I'm gonna use my knife to just cut in the middle of these Hawaiian rolls to the best of my ability. There we go. Perfect. It's a little hollow in the middle, but it's okay, it's okay. I'm just gonna start by adding the chopped cheese in the corners. Then I'm gonna fill up the middle. Now I'm gonna take like a little spatula. We don't want it too messy. Perfect. Now we're gonna put the buns back on top. So I just want the cheese to melt a little bit. The elote dip is pretty simple. That's what we're making next. I'm gonna be using this fire roasted corn. I'm not gonna pre-cook it because we're actually gonna be making this in the oven. We're gonna add 1 can of Rotel diced tomatoes. I'm just gonna freehand this. I'm gonna add in some red onions. Also going to add in some green onions, a good amount of shredded cheese, pump in some mayo, a few dabs of Greek yogurt. Then we're gonna mix. We're gonna start with that amount and then add as we go. I'm gonna add way more Greek yogurt. I just wanna mix the initial ingredients first. I honestly think this looks perfect. I don't even wanna add any more. I'm gonna add a little bit of Greek yogurt. I'm just gonna add a little bit of seasoning to it. You can honestly add like jalapenos and stuff like that. I just don't want to. Now move to the side. I have 2 ramekins and we're just gonna fill the ramekins up with the mixture. And then I'm gonna pop these into the oven as well. Finally, we are going to make our cheesecake parfait. So I have all the ingredients laid out here. It's gonna be super easy to make. I have non-fat vanilla Greek yogurt. You're basically going to get as much yogurt as you need for your parfait cup. Since I'm using like these glass ramekins, I'm gonna start with a good amount since I'm doing 2. The key to this recipe, it's gonna be in cheesecake flavor. So I'm just gonna start with like about 3 tablespoons because of the amount that I put. And I'm gonna use a whisk to keep it nice and smooth. Of course, I'm gonna add more than this, but I just wanna slowly whisk it in and control the flavor myself. Definitely good. I'm gonna add some more. Yeah, this is definitely very good. I like the way it tastes. And you can literally do this any way you want, but I'm gonna add blueberries to my mixture, but I'm gonna leave some on the side as well. I'm just gonna cut some strawberries real quick. I was gonna just like smash them in, but I guess I'll cut them, I guess. But I don't want them to be too small. I want them to be larger pieces. And we don't need a lot of strawberries because we already have a ton of blueberries in the yogurt filling. And I'm gonna get the big boy spoon, 2 scoops of yogurt. Make sure that's down there. Now I made this cake from Kodiak. It's a blueberry power cup muffin, and I am just going to basically crumble it up, and I'm gonna put those cake pieces in between the crumble. So the cake is gonna act like a crumble. The blueberries smell so good in the cake, and the cake is so fluffy. I'm just gonna top that with some more blueberries. Then I'm just gonna top with the leftover yogurt. I'm gonna spread that across the top. Then you can just go ahead and top it with your strawberries. They are too cute, oh my gosh. Here's the final look of everything I made. It is too cute and it's perfect for just me and Dominic. Good thing is we're gonna have leftovers for today and tomorrow for 4th of July. If you guys try any of these recipes, please let me know. I would love to know how you guys like them, but I'm about to go enjoy my meal and go find something good on TV to watch. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope everyone has a safe holiday weekend, and I will see you in the next video.